His opponent in the red corner, wearing the blue trunks, also weighing 175 pounds. He is undefeated in 34 professional bouts. He has 29 wins by way of knockout. He hails from the illustrious Pensacola, Florida. He's a member of the 1988 Olympic team and medalist. He is the former IBF middleweight champion, former IBF super middleweight champion of the world. He is rated by the Bible of Boxing, Ring Magazine, as the world's best pound-for-pound fighter, the WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Jones Jr. 12 rounds for the WBC light heavyweight championship of the world.
John, you already got the instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Two things you must remember: obey my commands, and most important, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
In summarizing Jones's style, Griffin said he don't want no problems. We're here to find out if Griffin can give him some problems.
Well, I think that Eddie Futch, trained McCallum for his fight, and McCallum's jab really bothered Roy. Just couldn't seem to get himself set, and I think that's what they're planning on doing tonight. Try to get Griffin to overuse that left jab, try to keep Roy off balance so he can't get set for those big punches.
Round one begins. Montell Griffin off the jab from his low crouching position, and he dominates the early action as he tries to go to Roy Jones' body, and Jones trying to step back on the ropes to get a look at what Griffin's got. Griffin with a hard right hand to the side of Jones' head. Roy Jones has not thrown a punch so far. Starts with a little left hook. Griffin slightly off balance as Jones attacks him with a left and a right. Hard right hand by Jones. Griffin shook it off and took it pretty well.
That's cool, good left hook counter.
I thought that he was off balance in the earlier when he was stumbling around. He hadn't really been hurt. He's been a little bit surprised, but that last punch hit him flush. Nothing happened.
That amazed me, Larry, because any time early in the fight when Roy catches a guy, either they go or they look so surprised they don't know what hit them. But
he is a natural light heavyweight. Let's keep that in mind. Roy Jones is a natural middleweight. Griffin has never fought at any weight except light heavyweight.
Montell iced Griffin with the name of his wife, Troy, on the left leg of the trunks, and his children, Montell II, son, daughter Berea, on the right leg of the trunks.
And again, Griffin is carrying that left hand very, very low, and Roy Jones thought that he could take advantage of that by nailing him with right hand.
And if you think that Roy is being too cautious in round one, remember, the rubric for the fight is patience is a virtue. He wants to get Montell Griffin going as a counterpuncher. He says, I want to lead a little bit, make Griffin counterpunch me, and then counter his counter.
Well, that's always been Griffin's forte. Anytime he gets in an exchange, it can be even, but he finishes it up with the left jab as he just did then.
Jones allowing Griffin to attack him to the body, and Montell got in a couple of very good shots to the Jones ribcage. Both fighters trying to get a good look at each other and each other's unorthodox styles here in round one. Griffin making Jones miss over the top. One of his strengths, being able to crouch, duck, slip, move his head at just the right moment to make the opponent miss. Roy Jones enters entered the ring, he was gesturing to another light heavyweight titleist seated at ringside, Virgil Hill of North Dakota. He is the obvious next opponent on the horizon for the winner of this bout, or the horizon, I should say, for the winner of this bout, regardless of whether it is Griffin or Jones. Didn't see whether Montell noticed him, but Roy Jones walked right past him into the ring and was gesturing at him, and Hill gestured back.
He's trying to entice you to come inside in and sing.
Right. Keep saying.
Get him against the rope. Use those combinations that you're using. But when they come out, don't come out standing up straight. Come out low or go to the side, one side or the other, okay? Another visitor here tonight, Evander Holyfield.
Roy Jones with an uncharacteristically low punch output in round number 1 as he took most of the round to try to feel out Griffin in his unusual unorthodox style. Griffin landed more punches in round 1, and we'll wait and see what happened on the scorecard.
That Roy Jones left hook is like lightning.
But his left jab is like a glass of water.
Well, right now, again, Larry, he's jabbing short. He's not committing himself with that jab.
You never know exactly what's in Jones's tactical mind as he goes into a bout.
Well, I mentioned that he might try to out-jab Griffin, but he is jabbing a lot, but he's not hitting anything.
He's throwing an 18-inch jab against an opponent who's 36 inches away.
Two natural counter punches going against each other. It'll be interesting to see which man can force the other one to lead, if either.
Jones has to get a little closer to try to really snap that left jab in there and score some points with it. So far, it's just a showcase. Not doing anything with it at all.
Yeah, he has no chance of landing the jab from that distance. Now he steps in and lands a right hand over the top, and Griffin comes back with a counter left of his own.
And now Griffin is talking to Jones. He's taunting him.
Well, I think it's safe to say that these two fighters don't like each other. In fact, after the weigh-in yesterday, Roy Jones had his phone shut off and told his trainer, Alton Merkerson, don't try to reach me. I have an attitude.
You can see both fighters really respect each other. A lot of feinting, not too much punching. The one is, good left hook by Griffin. Good left hook.
The pro-Griffin contingent in the crowd whoops it up as their man lands that hard counter right over the top, or left hand over the top against the Jones right. More Griffin cheering as he seems to have landed the more significant shots here in round number 2. Left hook landed inside for Jones as he stepped in.
All right, the jab working good. Let's keep working. When you get on the rope, don't square out too much. Right. Feet in your left shoulder. Feet in that left shoulder and try to get some water on his head. Try to turn that right up and cut under to his chin and come back to the head with a hook. Okay? That's good. Okay? That's good. Just don't square out too much in the rope. You're all right. Get in that small lane, give it right up, cut hook, then come on out. When he turns, put it on his head. When he turns, get that waiting on him, catching you something. All right?
This has been a tactical fight with spurts of action like this. There you see a big sweeping left hand. Later on in the round, again, you see Griffin landed a nice right hand, comes on the attack. there hasn't been a significant light heavyweight fight, I don't believe, in 16 years, right here in Atlantic City. Michael Spinks, Dwight Braxton. This one doesn't have the hype that one had going into it, but it may be developing into a significant light heavyweight fight.
Now, Larry, in Griffin's corner, I noticed they were massaging his arms after the first round as well as after the second round. I believe you should let a fighter rest between rounds. Put his hands in his lap and let him just rest. By them moving those muscles like that, I don't think that's going to do Griffin any good later on in the fight.
But by CompuBox numbers in the first 2 rounds, although Jones has thrown many more punches, 89 of them, Griffin has landed more, 29, landing at about a 50% rate, and it wouldn't shock me